Hello, I'm Archie Luxury and welcome to the program Fuckaroonies. Hello, Fuckaroonies. And today I'd like to talk about the Rolex President. That's right, the 18238 or the 118238. And this is an email which came in from my good friend Oliver, and he very kindly sent me $20. And hey, it's a little bit on the small side, but I'll make a video, so why not, hey? So Oliver's asking, if anyone wants to buy a day date, what's better to go for, the 118238 or the older 18238? And I got to tell you, Oliver, when I got my first President, I actually got an 18038, which was the model before the 238. And it was a single quickset sapphire glass model. And then within about 12 months, I found a nicer 18238. This was in the late 90s, about 1999, 1998. And I got to tell you, in all honesty there, my own opinion is, I think the double quickset, which is what the 18238 is, I think that's the best bang per buck President to get. It's usable, it's a really, really cool piece, and it's also, you know, it's sapphire glass, 18 karat solid gold. It's a magnificent piece. The model was revised in the early 2000s to become the 118238, which is still 36 mil, but it's become, it wears bigger. They've made it appear fatter and larger. And it's also got, I must confess, one thing I really, really do like about the 118238 is the revised clasp. I think the clasp is a big improvement. It's a lot more solid. It's a lot more beautiful. And I got to tell you the truth there. I was at Sydney Vintage Watches last year, and I considered, I was only joking, but I was all, you know, I considered swapping my annual calendar for a 118238, and they're a great piece. They are a great piece. My own opinion, I think bang per buck, you can't go past an 18238 on the used market, depending on the condition of the piece, especially the condition of the bracelet. You can get a 18238 for about $11,000 to $13,500. For a 118238, they're probably about another $5,000 to $6,000. So they're commanding a premium because they're a much younger watch. And they've also got the revised bracelet, slightly revised movement, slightly revised design. So my own opinion is, I think the sweet spot in Rolex Presidents is the 18238. I think that's the best bang per buck sapphire with double quickset. So I think that's the sweet spot in the Presidents. The next question you asked is, if you are a man who wears it, would you go for a diamond dial? Essentially because it's a day date, it's so iconic. Or would you choose a version without diamonds? And I got to tell you, because I bought secondhand on the used market, my 18238 I bought actually had a factory diamond dial. It was a creamy white with the two baguette diamonds at the 9 and the 6, and the 8 smaller round diamonds. And I got to tell you, in all honesty there, I really did love the diamond dial. I mean, you don't want to look like Liberace, but it is kind of cool. If I was using my own money, would I buy the, you know, if I had a choice, I'd probably get the non-diamond. That's my own view. I mean, diamonds, either way you could pull it off. On the used market, the diamond dial versions of the 18238 are normally about $1,000 to $2,000 more. The next question Oliver has asked me there is, for a daily use watch, is the president a good thing to use, or is it too sensitive because of the 18 karat material that it's made from? In all honesty there, I think a president is something that most people get later in life, like a retirement gift, or when they've sold their company or they've done very well. So if you get one at 55, you can wear it every day left of your life. Look, it depends what sort of work you're doing. If you're working in the garden, I certainly wouldn't wear a Rolex solid gold President. I'd be more inclined to just take exercise caution. If you've got an office job or you're just traveling around a bit, they're a fantastic watch. The actual worst thing that happens is actually it gets sand between the lugs, and that kind of chafes and it acts like a sandpaper. So the most important thing is to keep your President clean and make sure dirt and grime doesn't get in there, because that really does, it grates between the links and the whole bracelet. So that's what you want to avoid. And that's the same for a steel piece as well, but gold is a softer material. I think if you're doing, if you're using it in your day-to-day life, you can certainly wear it every day. I would generally say that it's probably more usable than a Patek, because a Patek, this one here, this is my Calatrava, it's on a leather strap. Okay, I've taken the Patek strap off because it's so fucking expensive. And it hasn't got the Patek buckle. I've kept the original Patek buckle with my original Patek strap, because that's so easy to damage because it's 18 karat soft gold. So that's what I've done to make my watch more usable. On a president, well, you don't want to do that. You want to leave that beautiful bracelet on the watch. In my opinion there itself, I think you've just got to exercise a bit of caution. If you're doing any type of manual labor, definitely take it off. Office work, white collar work, walking around shops, traveling overseas, I'd wear the President. I think they're a great piece. However, anything more laborious than that, I'd be a bit careful. I probably wouldn't take it scuba diving. I probably wouldn't take it out if you're going to the beach, because you don't want to get sand in those lugs there. That's the most important thing. But I think realistically, a President is something to be enjoyed, and it's a great piece. You don't want to just put it in the safe. It doesn't want to be another safe queen. But it's inevitable. You buy these beautiful things, and you've got to enjoy them. Otherwise, what's the point in having any of these things? The next question that Oliver asks is after a certain time, what happens with the stretch and how do you avoid it? As I've said there, you really want to try and keep it clean. It's the sand and the grit and dirt that really damages the bracelet. So don't, if it's a notoriously, you're doing something a little bit grubby, take the President off. Take it off. Okay? I'd also like to stress some very importance there of protecting your President. They are so easily stolen, especially if you're visiting masseuses in Vegas. Be very careful. And, your President, you look after your President will look after you. As far as they go there, the next thing I wanted to talk about is, would you go for a Day-Date 2 or stay with the 36mm size President? And I got to be completely honest with you there. The Day-Date 2, it's about, it's about 42mm, 41 or 42mm, whereas the standard President is 36mm. And in my opinion, I really like the 36mm. I think that's a nice size. I mean, my Patek, that's a 37mm, and I think it wears nicely. Whereas the Day-Date 2, it's just a big lump of gold there. If someone said to me, my friend Brian, he often jokes with me and says when he wins lotto, he's going to take me into a retail watch store and I can pick any watch I want. And I got to be honest with you, a Day-Date 2 is probably a better investment. If someone gave you that choice, the Day-Date 2 is worth a lot more on the secondary market than a 36mm piece. But for me to enjoy as a person, if I had to use my own money, I reckon the 36mm size is probably my ideal size there. The choice of metals. What metals would I prefer to own a president in? And I must admit, I had some really good footage of a platinum president. This was a 36mm platinum president. And I've also seen quite a few white gold and rose gold. But I got to tell you people, I got to tell you fuckers, the president, I think it belongs in yellow gold. I just think that's the metal for it. And just like with my annual calendar, I love that in a yellow gold. I kind of think the president, that's what it is. It's a yellow gold piece. There are just some pieces, you know, should be in yellow gold. And I think the president itself in yellow gold, that's, I mean, platinum's cooler. I grant you that. Okay, I understand. But for me, I think the ideal president to get is an 18238 champagne dial and diamonds. That would be my pick. I'm Archie Luxury. I would certainly love to add a president, but they're an expensive thing. But I do look back fondly on the president I have owned, and I'm seriously, I'd love to add one. Don't ever think that a president is a tacky piece. There's a lot of hand workmanship that goes into making a president, and I got to tell you, a president is worth every cent. I'm Archie Luxury. I hope you've enjoyed this video on the Rolex Day-Date president. Tell me what you fuckers think of that. Nice one, Archie. Yes, I think you need a president.